Happy guinea pig!
Hi, I'm Alyne. Welcome to my kitchen.
Uh-huh.
And today I'm going to be making something I've been saying on YouTube quite a bit lately. Chicken and dumplings. Now, my chicken and dumpling recipe is my mama's chicken and dumplings. It's not the same as everybody else's on the YouTube, so it's a very basic, simple chicken and dumpling recipe. And to tell you what it is, it starts off with you cook your chicken. I put 4 chicken leg quarters in my stirrer here, and I cooked them yesterday. Okay, y'all, here is some chicken I am cooking, and I'm going to be making some chicken and dumplings and probably using some of the chicken for maybe a chicken salad or a chicken casserole. I'm not sure yet which. But y'all probably see this little clip in my chicken and dumpling video. Just wanted to show you I have 4 chicken leg quarters in my stirrer here, and I've got some water. And I have not seasoned this with salt or anything. I want my chicken broth to be salt-free so that I can season it when I make my dumplings. I just wanted to give y'all a heads up on what's going on here. Now, my mama's chicken and dumplings. Now, I'm saying this is my mama's recipe, not my granny's. My granny used all-purpose flour. My mama used self-rising flour. So I've got around 2 cups, maybe 2 1/4 cups of self-rising flour. I have salt, pepper, and I have about 2 of those chicken leg quarters that have been skin taken off and deboned and put in a bowl. And we actually put it through the food processor because I used half of the chicken to make something else. And these are the basic ingredients for my mama's chicken and dumplings. Now, a lot of people will put carrots or celery or something with their chicken when they cook it and leave it in, put it in their broth and cook it up in their chicken dumplings that way. My mama didn't do that. My mama cooked her chicken. She made her dumplings, and she took her chicken off the bone. Now, my mama did not take the skin off of her chicken. I just can't handle the skin or anything like that. Sometimes she left the bones in there and just left it all in there together. But the main thing that my mama did, and I'm fixing to do this, is she salted and peppered her flour. And I'm going to say maybe a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of salt. And when I say pepper, I'm not shaking this pepper. I took the lid off and a good maybe 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon of black pepper. My mama black peppered her flour. And if it wasn't enough, she would even add black pepper to the broth and dumplings once you get them started. All right. Now, this is all the dry ingredients. There's no eggs, there's no butter, there's no nothing. There's flour, salt, and pepper. And then my mama would take some warm to hot chicken broth. Take into account this broth has the fat in it from the chicken where it cooked with the skin and bone.
But not a lot of it.
But not a lot of it because I did skim the fat off. And this is what she would do. She'd put her broth in here. She would not water the broth down at that point with water. All the dumplings is chicken broth, flour, salt, and pepper. And she would add the broth a little bit at a time till she got her dumplings where she wanted them. Now, most people will cut out their dumplings. I occasionally cut out my dumplings. And Piggy knows
She done that a lot. She asked me today if I like them dropped or if I wanted her to cut them out. I told her, it don't matter to me. Dumplings is dumplings.
Now, my mama made drop dumplings. She did not do rolled out dumplings. My grandmother made the rolled out dumplings. That's why I said, there's a difference. If you make drop dumplings, if I make drop dumplings, I use self-rising flour. If I make roll-out dumplings, I use all-purpose flour. And that's simply because my grandmother used all-purpose flour. All right. I got a little bit more broth. And y'all, as far as the broth is currently concerned and how much you put in there, you want to put enough in there to where you don't have any dry spots, but you don't want it to be runny. So I guess y'all can see my dumplings right there. I mean,
yeah, I've got it pointed that way.
That is a thick dough. Okay. Now I've taken out quite a bit of the broth, so I'm adding 2 cups of water to my broth. 1 to thin it out, and 2 to give me some extra liquid. I'm just gonna set that right there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this broth and water mixture up to a boil. I want it to a rolling boil. And it's gonna take a few minutes to do that. So while my dumplings sit here and chill, and my broth comes to a boil, we're gonna take a quick break. When it comes to a rolling boil, we'll be back. Okay, the broth is almost at a rolling boil. Now
Rolling.
I'm going to add a little bit of salt to my broth, not a lot, just a little bit, maybe half teaspoon, and I'm going to add some more black pepper. And again, I took the shaker top off, maybe a teaspoon and a half, depends on how much you like black pepper. Okay, got my spurtle. I'm going to stir this right here just a second. Mix all that together.
Yeah, Kickapoo done you a solid when she sent you those.
She did. She really did. And here soon I'm going to order me another set. And this was almost at a rolling boil. Let's see if it comes right back up. It is coming to a boil. There we go. And a rolling boil is when you can stir it and the bubbles don't break and come right back, and that has pretty much happened. They just come right back. And yes, I'm using 2 spoons on this. I'm just going to set this right here and make it easier on me. And no, I'm not using all that at one time. What I will do is I will rake this off and learn to do this like my mama did. You just drop them. And this is what they're called, drop dumplings. Like I said, this is how my mama made them. It may not be how you make them, may not be how your mama made them. But as I said, you know, there's a lot of ways to make dumplings. And no way is the exact right way. It's whatever you like best.
That is to circumvent a lot of y'all, even though it probably won't stop you. But a lot of y'all out there that would be tempted to say, well, that ain't how you make them dumplings. Well, it may not be how you make them dumplings, but that's how her mama made them dumplings, and that's what we're doing.
This is how my mama made them. My daddy ate them. I ate them. This is how I ate them growing up. And I'll be honest with you, I don't make dumplings a lot. I make them a few times during the winter. Yeah, I'm just sitting here throwing stuff. Yeah, I picked it up, put it in there. Because I saw where it landed. But you just keep doing this, and you dropping it into the boiling water until you get all your dumplings done. And I'm going to take a break while I finish doing the dumplings. Once I get them all in there, I'll have Piggy come show you what they look like. And then we'll add the chicken, and we'll go from there. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, got all the dumplings in the broth, and that's going to thicken up really good.
Brian Piggy.
You see. And I cut the heat down. I had it up on 6 to make sure that the broth started boiling. Cut it down to medium heat. Now I'm going to add my chicken. And like I said, you can have shredded chicken. You can have chicken chunks. Mine is in the food processor. And the reason I did that is because I'm fixing supper for Piggy's aunt tonight. And it has to be where she can eat. So I'm going to let this cook for about 20 to 30 minutes so that the broth will thicken up. And I've got it on medium. I'm going to put it on 3, which is medium-low on mine. Let it sit covered. And it's going to cook for, like I said, about 25 to 30 minutes. And we'll be back in about that time, see how it looks. If it's ready, we'll taste it. If not, I'll let it cook a little longer. All right, y'all. Dumplings are done. And mine have a little bit more broth than normal. As you see, they cooked. The broth is, there's my dumplings. And as I say, everybody has their own way to make dumplings. This is how my mama made them. Now, hers were usually thicker than this because she would make a ton of dumplings. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I will eat supper tonight off them. And I might eat some tomorrow. But usually when I fix dumplings, I'll eat for the first day I fix them. And that's about it. Piggy winds up eating them, or I wind up feeding them to the puppy dog or giving them away. Or I love dumplings, but I'm just not one to eat them all the time. But I am going to get me a bite of these. These are hot. They just got done. And I'll be honest with you, I prefer the broth a lot of times to anything else. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Comfort food.
Mm-hmm. Dumplings are really good on a really cold day. And usually that's when I make them, is when it's like 20 degrees outside. Mm. And a lot of people don't like dumplings. Well, if you don't like them, I'm not going to force you to eat them. I'm just saying, this is how my mama made them. This is how I made them for y'all. And one day I may make them like my granny made them. But to me, this is the quickest way to drop dumplings. And if you don't want to go to the trouble of cooking your chicken, you can buy chicken broth or chicken stock in the cans or the boxes and heat it up and mix you up some dumplings and cook them in that. That's the quickest way to make them, by the way. If you want chicken in them, you can always buy a rotisserie chicken or a baked chicken or something like that, and you can shred it. You take it off the bone, take the skin off of it, and put that chicken in your chicken and dumplings. It's entirely up to you. How I make my dumplings, that's my way. How you make your dumplings is your way. And I'm not going to tell you you're wrong on how you make your dumplings, because that's your business. How you cook is your business. All I'm trying to do is give you a recipe that has been in my family for well over 50 years. Because like I said, my mama's made these. This is how my mama made them. I'm 53 years old. This is how I've been eating them all my life, pretty much. Now, my granny, like I said, she would roll her dumplings out and cut them out and drop them that way as rolled and cut dumplings. And she would make up her dough just like my mama did, only she would use all-purpose flour with her broth, the salt and the pepper, and she would roll that out. And then she would take a knife and she would cut it and put it on her baking sheet and take it over to her stove and start dropping them in her boiling broth. So I'm just saying this. If you just like the dumplings and the broth the way my mama made them, then this is how she made them. If you like your dumplings made with the butter and the milk and egg and all that, then make them that way. That's your choice. Because I know there are recipes out there that show that. And there's recipes out there that show making it with vegetables in it. Entirely your choice. So I hope y'all like my recipe. Hope you like my video. Have a great day, y'all. Bye. Bye, y'all.
Where's my boy?